What's up? What is going on? What's going on? I love this game, this entire trilogy so much. These are some of the first games that I grew up with. I played these even before Kingdom Hearts. You know, like this is really getting into like the deep Pat lore. Spyro 1, 2, and 3, just some of the best platformers of that PS1 era. IMO. I always liked it more than Crash. I always liked it more than even, you know, your Mario 64s. I grew up with like Pac-Man World and Rayman. Those are all solid, but like this is like cream of the crop for me. Spyro 3 is technically like my favorite of the bunch. I would rank it 3 at the top, then 1, then 2. For some reason, the second game, it never seems to be my favorite, but this is like one of those things that I couldn't believe happened. Like, when I saw the news that this was happening, well, first, you see the news that the Crash Insane trilogy is happening, right? And you're like, oh man, oh boy, could it be real? Could it be possible that they'll do it for Spyro? So once I saw the Crash news, which was, I don't know, probably back in like 2016, 17, there was like that little morsel of hope that maybe they'd do it for Spyro as well. And then when the news dropped, I was texting everybody, like all my cousins, my sister, everyone that I play these games with growing up. I was like, can you fucking believe it's happening? Oh my god. It's just like one of those like gaming moments or memories that like I never expected to actually happen. It's like KH3 really. Not as monumental for me, but like driving home with KH3 is up there, along with like realizing that they were going to remake these 3 games. Spyro for Smash indeed, except it'll never happen over Crash. Crash is like the more popular older brother. Like in the original, it shows the dragons talking and like insulting Gnasty Gnorc, and then it just like cuts to Gnasty Gnorc reacting, and it's like, how is he? He's like a crystal ball or something. But they really flesh this out a bit more. I wish they did a little bit more with the cutscenes, like especially like Spyro showing up to fight Gnasty at the end. Like there's no conversation really. Same goes for like Ripto and the Sorceress. Like if there's one thing I don't mind if you expand on these things a little bit. Like clearly FF7 Remake is doing stuff like that. But I wish there was a little more interplay between Spyro and the villains. Oh man. Oh yeah, I have my sunglasses. We're obviously gonna keep them on. Look how fucking gorgeous this is. Oh. Listen, I know some people like, you know, get ticky-tack about which system you're gonna play it on. I mean, I'm playing it on PS4. I mean, I'm not really a big like graphical guy. Like for me, it's like brain see pretty colors, brain happy. Does he have little holes in his wings? He does. That can't be good for aerodynamics. I've never noticed that. And Spyro is such a fun little protagonist. He's full of pep and energy. He's a spunky little guy. I own Enter the Dragonfly, never beat it because it was a piece of shit. I did own and beat Hero's Tail on PS2. What I hated about that game is that it swapped the circle and square buttons for flame and charge, which you grow up with the muscle memory of circle being flame and charge being square. And it was just, they swapped it and there's no way to rebind it. Also, you're supposed to wait until you go to the third world to get this hint, but you could just jump on these rocks to make this portal appear. And the original, they didn't light up either, so it was a lot more obscure. Yeah, so like the Spyro Crash crossover, I only had the Spyro half of it because that's the only half of it that I really cared about. But that was a bad game. That was on GBA. And then there was like Spyro Season of Flame and Season of Ice. I had one of those, which was, you know, again, not what I was looking for with my Spyro games, but it was fine. And then there were some other ones that I never had. But then there was like this edgy reboot in the PS2 GameCube era. It was like the New Beginning, Eternal Night or something, and then Dawn of the Dragon, I think. I only had New Beginning, and that was like a weirdly cinematic, grittier take on Spyro, which kind of abandoned like it was more of like a combat-focused game, like an action-adventure, as opposed to like a platformer. I didn't really care for that either. I mean, it was just, again, not what I was looking for with my Spyro games. Come here, you fucking Gnorc. You dirty Gnorc, which sounds like a slur. And then Skylanders. Ugh. Which I never even... I just saw what they did to him. It was like The Godfather. Look what they did to my baby boy. They massacred my boy. I think he looks so good in this game. The best he's looked since those original PS1 games. But that fucking Skylanders model is atrocious. Like, I don't even know what they're going for. It's not cute and it's not cool. It's like, who is it for, you know? Like, that's like the rule of design when it comes to video game characters. Especially like little animal creature things. It's like, you gotta go cool or cute. Or tough. Like, he doesn't look like any of them. Like, he's not cute, but I don't feel like I'd have trouble like punting him over my backyard fence. He's just a gross little reptile bastard. But in this game, he's so sleek. I don't know anything about Skylanders, the game itself, you know, and I know they eventually like abandoned Spyro as like the mascot. But all I know is the design is putrid and it makes me sad. But at least that's not his most, you know, recent iteration. Also, just make a 4th Spyro. Toys for Bob. Just do another. Do you like the it's about time treatment? The conversation with me when it comes to like which of the 3 Spyros is the best. So I go with the third one, even though this game, I was saying it before in the stream, but like this game has like KH1 energy. It's like very not handholdy, kind of lonely. You know, there's not a whole lot of like little mission or side quest things to do. It's really just kind of like adventuring through the worlds and figuring things out as you go. The second and third Spyro games have a lot more characters, and even the third one has like more playable characters. But the one thing that really sets this game like not at the top of the pile for me would be like the boss fights, which I think at the time they were like, well, these games have boss fights, right? So we've got to have them, but they're not good. They're more so like little like gags for the most part. Like 2 and 3 have boss fights that actually are like befitting of the skills that you... He's a big watermelon. I'm guessing he just eats the shell. Look at that. Just fucking bites the watermelon like a hand fruit. Also, all the dragons having original designs. In the original game, they were just like copy-pasted. These all have like designs based on the world. We're in the artisans right now, so they're all like artsy fart dragons. But yeah, the bosses in this game are like very... almost indistinguishable from normal enemies. Old dragon. There's a recurring joke that old people are deserving of ridicule and should not be listened to. How dare you be old? How dare you live past age 60? Spyro has no respect for anyone above that age. I plan on getting old, but like I don't plan on dying. I think I'm gonna be the first guy to not do that. And one thing I'll also say is that I love the music in all 3 games. It's Stuart Copeland, who was the drummer for The Police. But like it's a little indistinguishable in this first game. Like he's just kind of going like general whimsy, sort of like fantasy style. The second and third games have a lot more like distinct pieces. Like I can't really, if you played like, you know, different songs from this artisan's world, I wouldn't really be able to tell you which one comes from which. Maybe I could for the first world just because it's so iconic and like the childhood part of my brain. But like, you know, I get to like world 3 and 4, it's like I can't think of how any of the songs in those worlds go. But those tracks in 2 and 3 are a lot more like of an individual experience. Spyro was told to respect his elders, and he said, "No, heart." I love his face at the end of this. It's so good. He's like, "How about that shit? You like that? Take that and put it in the bank." Also, I love doing this as a kid. Boom, boom. A different energy than the Blomps from the original, but it's still very good. Like, even though it's negative feedback, I really enjoy it. Everything just always felt so good. Collecting gems. Man, gems are like one of my favorite video game collectibles. I know they're not like particularly unique, like design or concept-wise, but they just feel good. See the little numbers bounce around? Also, these fuckers. Yeah, in the original, it was much more of a boing. This one's kind of like a... Yeah, the original's better for sure, but I don't hate this. Look at the madman pouring coffee with his tail. Big himbo barista dragon. Okay. I like revisiting. I don't know why everyone makes that a negative. It's like the same thing in KH1 that I like, where, you know, the first time you go to Traverse Town, there's a bunch of shit you can't get. And then you have to revisit once you get new stuff. I like that. I don't know why everyone says it's a bad thing. Spyro 1 is definitely one of the friendlier 100% games. 2 and 3, I mean, 2 and 3, the roadblock there is the mini games, which you would think I wouldn't like that, but I kind of do, because they do often incorporate, like, actual skills that you cultivate throughout the game, involving, like, platforming and using your moves and stuff. Some of them are kind of pointless, but I love those fat-ass Gnorcs. Also, they really gave this area a lot more personality in this version of the game with the library books and everything. It's like a little book cavern place now. I associate this game with, like, summertime. I feel like I have that for, like, a bunch of games where you just, like, associate the game with the season. Usually it's probably whenever you first got the game or whenever it released. But, like, KH1, very much a summertime game. KH2 is, like, a springtime game for me. And then, I guess because KH3 came out in, like, the dead of winter, it's a winter game. But First Girls album, that's a springtime album. Demon Days, that's like a fall album. Plastic Beach, summer, for sure. Days is like a very sad, like summer into fall game, for sure. Yeah, if only I had an iconic accessory that people could associate with me, like something that I could like put on my body. But alas, all I have are my headphones. Now here's the thing. How do you have a cake that says, "Thanks, Spyro," if you were frozen before you would need to be thanking me for anything? Plot hole. Bad game. Also, if you charge these guys, they get their horns stuck. They're just kind of like pacified. You could just leave them like that because you don't get anything more from killing them, but I'm going to end his life. Sorry, PETA. I would call this like the first like childhood progression barrier, at least in terms of getting 100%. Originally, when I played this game as a kid, I was like, what the fuck? Like, how do I do anything more? Like, you look at your guidebook here. I have 58%. I'm like, where is the rest of the level? Because you can see the shit up here, but like you cannot reach it. And I just didn't get how do you do this? It was something that I left for like a long time. You're supposed to get up onto this ledge, and it's like, well, I can't reach up here either. It's like the first like tricky little glide puzzle thing. You have to like get up here, glide around this wall. I'm not even gonna make it. But as a kid, it's like, first of all, you have to know what you have to do, where you have to go, and then you have to actually execute it. All right, we're just gonna simply drop down and Ezio him. Yes, there we go. There we go. One thing I also think 2 and 3 does a little better is like contextualizing the environments. Like, what really is any of this, you know? I always feel like an atmosphere feeling lived in, like an environment feeling lived in, is something that I tend to value in like world and level design. Like, I don't get the impression that dragons really like roam around these areas and use them for their own amusement. Like, one of the dragons later says like, oh, this is an area we set up to practice flying, but I don't know. I don't really buy it. And again, that kind of has to do with like the more lonely atmosphere of this first game. Yeah, Spyro 1 is definitely a lot more disconnected. I mean, it's weird. I mean, the environments are more consistent with each other, but like there's less interplay. Like visually, they're a lot more cohesive. But Spyro 2 and 3, like despite their levels, like, you know, there's gonna be like a lava level in the first world and like an undersea level in that first world as well in Spyro 3. But like it still feels like there's more of like an established history and like lore between all of the residents of those different realms, because they can like leave the realms and like interact with each other. This whole game is just like the dragon realm, so yeah, when the only, you know, true residents of these worlds are the dragons and they're all frozen, helps/hinders the atmosphere depending on what you want. Toasty is such a cool looking. Also, the world is called Toasty, but it's also the name of the boss. Like, I'd like to know what this place is called when there is no boss character here, because I doubt the name of this place is Toasty. Also, these paintings are all new, and some of them spoil the next games. Like, this is... Did you know? This is the second world in Spyro 2, Autumn Plains. That's like right when you come into that world. I believe this might be where we just were, Sunny Flight. That looks like the... I think that's just the Artisans, the main hub world here. Yeah, it's actually kind of weird. Like, this is the only, like, Spyro 2, it's like, why do you have a picture of that? That's a completely separate dimension. So, everyone in this world is like a beefy warrior dragon. Oh, man. And some of these Gnorcs, man, are so rude. They will moon you on sight. There we go. Look at that. Look at those cheeks. So disrespectful. This is a children's game, sir. I love a coconut custard pie. What the fuck? That was a weird gem. Why is this invisible? That's so weird. I've never noticed this. You see, like, I'm, like, bouncing off of this? What the fuck? Ew. That belly jiggle noise is definitely new. Favorite world in this game? In Spyro 1, I really like Dreamweavers, which is probably, like, the basic bitch answer there, but I think it's so neat. The concept is just cool. Just basically just abstract bullshit all over the place. But, like, I think the lore... Oh. There was a lot more, excuse me, you know, back in the day when they had detailed manuals in games, there was a lot more, like, lore that you could only get from them. But I think in the PS1 Spyro manual, there was lore about, like, the Dreamweavers dragons were, like, responsible for, like, keeping your dreams nice, or, like, fighting off nightmares when dragons go to sleep or something. I'll eventually do Ape Escape or Pac-Man World on Saturday. Ah, what the fuck? How? How? That didn't seem fair to me. Also, a great incentive to not get hit. Like, I don't really know of any other game that does this, but, like, not having health makes it harder to collect treasure. Like, obviously, you're being punished by being closer to death, but it really makes you want to not get hit because it makes it harder to get your treasure, because Sparks does a lot of that for you. I mean, these games are not hard, though, is the thing. To complete them, it's difficult, like, to get 100% and to find everything, but to actually, like, you know, beat things... like, accomplish mandatory sections, it's not difficult. You get hit, you can just run around the level, find one of these little bunnies, end his life. I like flaming these cacti, and then they're like, They're like semi-sentient, I don't know. I never played any Prince of Persia games. I saw the Prince of Persia movie in 2010, when I was in 7th grade. That was like one of the coolest days of my 7th grade life, because I was with like 4 girls to go see Prince of Persia. I don't know what the deal was there. I'm sure at least, I don't know, when you're a little boy, you're oblivious to like, you know, crushes and stuff. I'm sure there was some kind of setup happening there that I missed, that I didn't understand what was happening. But I didn't even pay attention to the movie. I was just fully focused on being at a movie with 4 girls. And then life was never that cool again. I don't believe so, Red Nether. I believe it was like, I don't know, Rotten Tomatoes. I'll give it like, I'm guessing low to mid 40s if I just had to guess. Again, I don't remember a single thing about it. I was like, how do I look funny and cool in front of these girls? These things fucking cracked me and my cousins up, these fat mama ladies. And they don't damage you, they just slap you. They just do knockback. It's so cool. Also, I never understood these. What is happening here? What is this? Why does getting this give me an extra life? Look at its gross little purple claws. Like, what is this? Somebody answer me. Fuck. What are you, sir? Why are you hiding? Why do you bestow me with an extra life? It didn't have claw things in the original game, I don't think. It just had the eyeballs. What are you making anyway? Ow! I just wanted a taste of the soup. Ow! What's the soup of the day? Please, no! Alright, you leave me with no choice. Murder. I mean, would you rather another villain that's like, I'm all-knowing and powerful, and darkness also? Or just the guy who's like, yeah, man, fuck it, I don't know, I'm just gonna do this. Like, the Ansem, Xemnas, you know, Xehanort, like, they're all just, like, smart, old, like, mean guys that like the darkness and want you to die. You know, they're all different in their own ways, but they're all kind of samey to me. I mean, they all are literally, like, versions of the same guy. But, like, Xigbar is not of that mold. New backdrop! Oh, I love how you deal with these enemies. Using the environment. Here we go. Die! I believe if you can actually like make it so you can charge them and they don't fall off of the level. We'll try to find one of those where that's possible. But I think if you charge them 3 times, they die if they don't fall off. See, okay, that right there. Why didn't they update that? Just give me a little lore, you know? Don't be afraid to embellish on the lore. Don't give me a thank you for releasing me in 2018. Yo, I think Spyro, like this, Smash Ultimate, and Kingdom Hearts 3 came out within like a 5-month time span. That was like my most recent like big cluster of like excited gaming content for me. You just get those sometimes. Alright, so we're gonna try to make it so this guy doesn't fall off. Ow. Alright, we'll take that. We'll take that for science. No! It was me who fell! Look at his tiny little glasses. I was being old and ridiculed for my age. Alright, yeah, we can definitely make it happen with this one. So, like, they want you to knock him off into the abyss. We're gonna knock him away from it. Yeah, it's 4 charges, he just dies, and he yells as if he's falling. Never mind, I blew it. I blew it. I blew it. I love, I almost said Sora, Spyro's little rats. Gosh dang it. I had this phase, and, I think it was, like, early college, where, like, I would always get Wendy's on, like, the same day. I basically just get the same thing. And it got to the point where, like, the person taking my order was always, because I was always at the same time, so they were on their shift. I was, you know, coming home from class. And they were like, let me guess. They didn't say let me guess, but it was like, before I could order, they were like, you want this, 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 that? And I was like, yeah, but, like, I don't think it's cool or cute that you did that. Like, it's almost embarrassing because I'm stuffing my face full of shitty fast food once a week. And now it makes me not want to come here. I'm like, my one pizza place, I'll get pizza every Tuesday. And they know, like, when I walk in, I don't have to be like, oh, my name. They know who I am. I like that. I don't like when you're going to predict my order because I'm so boring. Do not predict what I want. Yes, I'm going to get the same thing, but maybe I won't. I am simply deeper than a large fry with 10-piece nugs. Yo, that's another great thing about Popeyes. They fucking can't count. You can ask for, like, a 5-piece combo or whatever. They'll give you just, like, fucking 8 pieces of chicken. They cannot count at Popeyes. I love it. Every other fast food place, you get exactly what you asked for. Popeyes, they're like, fuck it. We've killed so many chickens. Here, have some more. This might be the hardest boss in the game. And it's not difficult. It's just, I'm impatient. Yeah. Yo, Chick-fil-A would drive you to the fucking ground. Oh my god. My pleasure? Not a chance. Not a chance. None of this is my pleasure. Yo, wait. I love these guys over here. These guys are just having a convo. You fucking deal with him. Look, he's a fucking dragon. I'm not gonna fight him. Fuck Gnasty Gnorc. He's paying us nothing. He's paying us nothing, Jerry. Yeah, but it's like part of the contract. I don't give a shit. Look at the fucking horns on that guy. Are you seeing that? Look at the horns. Look at those horns. They're going to go right up our asses. We're going to stay here. We should run, Jerry. We should go. We should go. Thelma and Louise style. It's time to die. Jerry, no! No, school's underrated. Here's the thing. When I was in high school, I was like one of the few people who felt like cognizant. Like, we are in the good old days right now. People are like, I can't wait to get out of here and get into the real world. I'm like, fuck that. Like, yeah, we gotta fucking take math tests every now and then. But Jesus Christ, this is the good old day right now. Also, like, gym. So if you weren't playing a sport, you had to, like, take gym after school. But, like, when it says take gym, you had to, like, go to the gym and, like, work out for a set amount of time. But, like, there was no, like, oversight. So I would just, like, it was in the student center. So I would, like, go sign in the student center, go into the gym, and then walk out the back entrance and go home. It was awesome. I was a genius. But yeah, these monsters, look at these fucking things. I dare say they were scarier on PS1. Creepiest stage/level in a video game. It should probably be like a non-scary game, right? I would say Rayman 3 had this section called the Desert of the Canarans. It really bothered me as a kid because it was like this dark cave setting, and throughout the entire game, Rayman can just kick the shit out of everything. Like, he's just like a fucking badass. And then these enemies they cannot take damage. They're just invincible. And they will chase you relentlessly. So that's probably my answer. Oh yeah, rope dance them, yeah. If we're talking like just spooky things, yeah, rope dance them. There was like a big fish in Ape Escape 1 that was like, it would shock you to death or something. I hated that. Oh, Giga Bowser in Melee. Oh, a more recent one. I mean, I played this in high school, but this like genuinely gave me the creeps. Was the whole Robot Colonel segment of Metal Gear Solid 2. Like, that whole Arsenal Gear part is just like, whew. Ugh. Fucking creepy. Same thing with Metal Gear 4 and Laughing Octopus. I hate, like, being chased and not knowing where the enemy is. Also, Spider Mimi in Super Paper Mario. I mean, I was way too old to be scared of Spider Mimi when that came out. That was, like, 2007. I guess I was, like, 10, but even at the time, I was like, I am way too old to be scared of Spider Mimi. Oh, Anubis Rex in Pac-Man World 1. The little mummy hand that chases you. I hated that. And just the general premise of Pikmin 1 just terrified me. A whole game being like, I had not played Majora's Mask, so like Pikmin 1 was like the first game I played where it was like, you have a limited time to complete this video game that you bought. It's like, why? Why? That's so scary. And I'm gonna die if I don't do it? Oh no. Ooh, and another thing, Assassin's Creed 1 with the blood on the wall at the end, that really gave me the heebie-jeebies. I was, as a kid, very afraid of like end of the world stuff. Like, ironically, because I love end of the world in KH1. But like IRL, like conspiracy end of the world stuff just scared the shit out of me as a kid. Even like true stuff, like the sun exploding and enveloping the earth. Like, I had a space book as a kid. I read that and I was like, I'm just gonna throw this book out. I literally threw the book away because I was like, if I can't see it, it can't be true. Even though I'd be long dead. That's how parents always justify not being afraid of catastrophe. It's like, well, you don't have to worry about the sun blowing up because, like, we're all going to be dead by then. It's like, thanks. That does not help. I'm weeping over the fate of humanity. And you're like, well, don't worry, honey. You little sweet little peach. We're all going to be dead by then. Thanks. I'm so comforted, you know? But, like, the 2012 stuff really wigged me out as a kid. Because you heard about that as early as, like, 2007, 2008. Because that's what reminded me of that, Assassin's Creed 1. Assassin's Creed, like, those first 3 games, they were all about, like, the 2012 end of the world thing. And I was just, I was a gullible child. It's kind of sad that there are people, well into their adulthood who believe shit like that. Whether it's end of the world, anti-vax, flat earth bullshit. But, like, I'm glad I got that out of my system as a kid. But yeah, 2012, the whole thing around that scared the shit out of me. I remember, like, there was this thing about the rapture. It was, like, in 2011 or so. There was this guy who had, like, a wackadoo, super fundamentalist Christian radio show. And he was like, yeah, the rapture is going to happen. And I was like, shit, I am a teenager who's just, discovering his body. I'm definitely not going to heaven. So the rapture had me spooked. I would have been, like, 13 or 14 at that time. Y2K I was too young for, so I didn't know what was going on there. What else? Oh, there was like a thing about like the large hadron collider that was gonna like create a black hole. That was like 2 days before my birthday. I was like, fuck. I'm gonna die before my ex's birthday. I don't remember what it was. It was like 2010 or so. That was a rough string of years. It was like 2010 through 2012. It was like, the fucking world's gonna end, you child. You're going to die. The older you get, the less you care about end of the world shit. Not even because you're jaded, just because, like, I got too much shit going on. I can't worry about the end of the world. I gotta pay fucking taxes, you know? Oh, another scary thing. The fucking spiders. They're much scarier in PS1. They don't even really give me the heebie-jeebies here. They're like, they're trying too hard here. The spiders in this level in PS1 are fucking terrifying. Yeah, we can do it for the culture. Let me see. Yay! Might as well just do all the cheats, right? We'll do some of the cheats. Look at him. He's simply Lorge. Oh my god. This is disgusting. Oh lord, he coming! Yo, I hate this. I hate this. We're playing the rest of the game as this, but I hate it. Ew, ew, ew. He's fucking disgusting. Flat fuck Saturday. This paper-thin, large, chunky boy. Damn it. You cannot flatten what is already flat. Ew. This fucking pissy. Dude, I was doing that before I even saw it. This is so gross. $10 to keep him flat. I'm sorry, listen. If any wide folk are putting up money to make him wide again, I'll play him flat for the rest of the game for 10 bucks. Knoble, $10, flat boy, you fucking got it. Thanks, Keynote. I pride myself on the cuteness of my sneezes. Lil Sneeze, that's my rapper name. Immediately turn left after starting the level. Whoa, Red Nether. Oh no. It's a bid war. Well, we're at a stalemate right now, Red Nether. I mean, you gave me 10, Knoble gave me 10. But right now we're tied. I can't in good conscience break the tie yet. The great Spyro flat piss bid war of 2021. We're seeing it live here, folks. Gonna get a 25 for 25 for flat, 25 for flat. Is that you, Spyro? You look different. Yeah, it's still me. Gone through a couple of cheat codes, but it's still me underneath it all. Blowhard is literally never gonna see me coming. I am a small 2D piss boy. You can quote me on that. I'll say it again. I am a small 2D piss boy.
Who are you again?
Haha, old. Blood red, Spyro. I can make him blood red if that's what the people want. Oh, we're tied for blood red and black. Piss boy getting a little bit of traction. Blood red pulling ahead. It's like I'm commentating a fucking horse race. And we got blood red, we got piss boy. Here he is. I hate / love how consistently the Shrek movies imply that Donkey fucked that dragon. Yeah, so look, these Gnorcs are trying to capture chickens. They're learning. Free him. You get to live today. You know, people are like, oh man, Pat playing KH2 while drunk, he's gonna shit all over the game. As if I'm not doing that while I'm sober. I said the only difference is, like, when I'm sober and complaining about KH2, I always qualify it by saying, well, it is in my top 10 favorite games, so I don't hate it. Except, if I'm drunk, I probably won't bother doing that. I'll probably just say, fuck this is bad. KH1's my baby boy. One time in high school, I bumped into this girl in the cafeteria by accident, and I swear to God, she made the same exact noise that Tails makes when he falls into the water in Sonic 06. Ah! Somebody, I shouldn't say this. I'm only gonna point this out the first time, because it's the first time I ever had this. Because I don't want people to hear me talk about it and then think they'll get more attention, because then people are gonna keep doing it. I had my first, like, someone sliding into my DMs being very explicit about things they'd like to do with me. And I you know, in a way, it's flattering, right? I'm not used to being objectified. That's not something that I've typically dealt with throughout my life. On the other hand, it's fucking creepy. It's fucking weird. But I was like, I responded, oh no, sounds bad. They were like describing what they wanted me to do. I said, oh no, sounds bad. And then they said, I wasn't expecting a response, Lamau. But it's like, what do you expect to happen? Do you expect me to say, okay, where are we going? Where are we gonna do this thing? I get a couple of like thirst comments on YouTube, but they're never like dirty, you know? People are, you know, pretty PG with the thirst comments on YouTube. I think most of them are also men, which, you know, does not interest me specifically. But why don't I have 50,000 subs? It's crazy that I have 13,000. Talk to December 1st, Pat, and tell him that, you know, mid-March he's gonna have 13,000 subscribers. Fucking crazy. Crazy. It's weird to me when people get upset about, like, insinuating that, like, certain characters are one sexuality or another. Well, first of all, I don't care, because they're not real. But it's like people get their underwear all bunched up about like insinuating that Axel is gay or that like Larxene is gay. It's like, who gives a shit, you know? I mean, it's cool if they actually are for the representation, right? But like, if you're gonna get upset because someone's saying like that like the fictional characters are gay, it's like, who cares, you know? Who cares? Just relax. Let people have their thing, you know? Huey, Dewey, and Louie are trans. I don't know why, but the capital and also Louie really gets me there. Oh, guys, I don't know if you knew this, but I was looking into this. Mickey is not at Disney Castle for the start of KH1. Like, he's already left at that point. You look at Minnie, she's not wearing a wedding ring. But she is wearing a wedding ring in BBS and in KH2. So, game theory. The Mouses were going through a rough patch during KH1 because Minnie took off her wedding ring. So, and she is also a lesbian in a relationship with Daisy.
You could have found an easier spot to get stuck.
Ooh. The shrug. Sorry. I was simply out here vibing and getting high on this island, and then I got frozen. Let's see. Metalhead is the boss. He's a big, cowardly robot. All the bosses in this game run away from you. Literally every single one. Space Mountain World. Yo, I fucking love Space Mountain in Disney World. That was like one of the first like real roller coasters I went on. So atmospheric too, the whole build up and the like one of the few rides where it's like cool to be in line. Yo, best world time, Dreamweavers. It's just so out there. Did I say Dreamweavers? Oh my god. Oh, Dream Job, leave me alone. La 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 la. Let's just let Spyro do this. Oh man. I am much more suited for Big Brother than Survivor. I'm not an Elements guy, right? I've never even been camping. I love the social strategy aspects of Survivor, but the challenges and the survival parts, not super interested in that. But you know, a Big Brother, I feel like I would I've always dreamed about being on that. Whoa, I forgot that this dragon had a big doll. I don't know if I like this. I hated that. That's my least favorite dragon in the game. Confirmed. What is Sephiroth doing? Wait a minute, that's me. What am I doing with my life? Where's the last chest? Where's the last chest? Where's the last chest? No, we're not gonna make it. Wait. Oh, God, no. It was so close. Oh, yeah, that's right. So, I forgot to even mention this, but, like, I don't know if you can really see it, but, like, my light on my controller is yellow, and it actually changes on PS4 when Sparks gets hit. I guess the implication is that, like, you free these dragons earlier on, and they, like, tried to come to Gnasty's world to fight him, but they got, like, refrozen again. I wonder if they always meant for, like, this Gnasty's world to just be, like, one circle platform with levels to go to, or if they, like, ran out of time, because I would have liked to see, like, a more fleshed out, like, Gnasty hub world. It's fine for what it is, but it makes me wonder about whether it was a limitation thing, or a time thing, or just a creative choice. Yeah, we kind of go for like a much more realistic vibe in these last two levels. This is like a regular ass harbor looking place. This is much more in line with like a Spyro 2 or 3 level. A lot more grounded in reality. I'll point it out when we get there, but there are enemies that used to have just real ass assault rifles in the original game, and they replaced them with like goo guns, like pink goo guns in the remake. Here are the goo guns. They used to be just regular assault rifles, and now they shoot pink goo. The stuff inside the McNuggets. Ah! Oh, wow, the true combo? I've never been true comboed like that in a Spyro game. Holy fuck.
Thank you for rescuing me.
You're welcome, Cosmos. Thanks for your riveting dialogue. Guys, we're about to fight Gnasty Gnorc, and then we're going to do the little treasure level, and then we're going to call that a game beaten in one stream. Let's fucking go. Alright, Gnasty. Like, there should be... Whoa, Spyro really goes ham there. There should be, like, a cutscene here, like, showing them talking. Spyro and Gnasty never share any words. Spyro taunts him when he dies, but that's it. It's just, this whole thing is, like, an awkward final boss, because it's like... Alright, there's supposed to be tension, but I'm also, like, making sure that I collect all this treasure. It just doesn't work that well. Like, how can you really focus on the chase and beating the boss when you have to, like, gingerly pick up each piece of treasure, you know? It should have just been a level without any of the treasure. At least he's trying to attack us right now. And then, again, he runs away like a little baby man, says the man who would definitely run away from any and all form of armed conflict. Or unarmed. Fist conflict, that's also something I'd run away from. This part's tense, though. Like, this is what the whole level should have been. Just, like, a big platforming test. Die! Now we have a shitload of treasure to collect in the Gnasty's loot level, which is a really cool, satisfying conclusion to the game. I'm gonna kill this rat, because I have a weird vendetta against rats. All the gems in this level are yellow and purple, which are the 10 and 25 valued ones, which is pretty neat. Which are Spyro's colors, at least when he's not a red blood noodle. Here we go. This is a really cool, fun part. They also made it look a lot cooler for the remake. So this is like Gnasty's little lair. And look, he has like different posters. Patience is for dragons. Knowledge is the power to turn dragons to crystal. The motivational posters. Confidence. There's nothing standing between you and your goal but a little tiny purple dragon, or in our case, a large-chested, small-headed, tiny-winged, flat blood noodle. Imagination rhymes with devastation. Shout out to Keynote. I love this. It's like a vault. Keep out, no entry. And then these are all gonna be purple. Oh, it's so cool. Oh, man. Man, it's so good. Get them all. Yay. This is like when I was getting gifted these subs. Ah! We fucking did it. But I had a lot of fun. Oh, I'm pressing circle and you can hear Spyro flame breathing. I don't know if that's intentional or not. I doubt it. But there we go, guys. And now we're just, we're a flat fuck back in the Artisan's homeworld. And that's Spyro 1 beaten by me for like the 5,000th time. Thank you all. Love you all. You guys are the best. And I will see yous. Bye-bye.